Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. My name's Cinderellimouse and I'm back today with another custom venue type for active careers, which is a feature that comes with The Sims 4 Adventure Awaits. Thank you as always to the EA Creator Network who do provide me with codes for The Sims 4. And yeah, I'll show you what I've done. I would say it's a little bit of a work in progress. I still feel like I could probably tweak it a little bit more. It's going to be like a continual thing that I keep on tweaking as I play, but I'll upload the venue as it is to the gallery and you guys can kind of modify it the way that you think is best. And if you want to use the custom schedule yourselves or the custom roles, you can just save them to your own kind of like save file. So this is Helena Sorrel. If you want to know more about her in detail, especially her CAS, go and watch my CAS review for autumn apparel, which I love. I'm wearing my jumper in honor of autumn apparel, but she is my lawyer. I'm going to have her be a law student, so I am eventually going to have her join Discover University, but I don't want to do that now because I don't want to kind of like, ooh, my phone's pinging. Okay, that is Larian. I am missing the Larian live stream. I'm so sad. Yeah, so I am going to have her in university. I just don't want to do that right now because I don't want to get pulled away from the active career lot, but that's kind of my eventual plan. So for now, I've just got her in the law career. Now, the law career came with Discover University. You don't have to go to university to enter into it. It's just one of the careers that you can join kind of via the phone. And yeah, it says law. Helena has been authorized by law to deliver summons, writs and complaints. It's a lot of errand running and a lot of delivering unwanted paperwork. She just needs to be sure to brush up on her door knocking skills and practice those 3 important words: you've been served. So yeah, I don't play with this career enough and I really want to, and I think I'm going to play with it more now that I have like an active venue for it. It's just taken me a long time to get around to building it, but this is one of the work from home careers. Now I really wish that every career was work from home, so I've also got over here Kent Greer, who is in the writer career. I really would love to have work from home homes for him, so I could kind of do like an active journalist venue. I used to have a mod for it. I loved it so much. Sims team, please make base game careers work from home. I would appreciate that. And basically what it means is you don't have to go to a rabbit hole, because I'm like, where's the gameplay? I don't really like rabbit holes because your sim just disappears off the screen, and if that's the only sim you're playing with, it's like, bye then, I guess. Like, give me gameplay, give me active gameplay. And I actually prefer work from home careers to some of the actual active careers, like doctor, scientist, police officer. I love those, but I'm a sandbox player. I'm like, let me do my own thing. So anything that allows me the freedom to kind of set things up by myself, I prefer. Like, I want to be able to set up like a GP surgery as a doctor and things like that, and I can't do that with Get to Work. So work from home careers basically just gives you a daily task. So you can see here it says file court documents. I've already done that. That was my previous task, but her workday is about to start at 8 p.m. So I can kind of show you how this works. So she's up, she's ready. Maybe we could do a few things to kind of prepare her for the workday. Maybe we could have her brush her teeth. So 8 a.m. That's actually kind of perfect. And I can show you my active venue once the career day starts. Now, I don't have to wait for the active work day to start. I can just send her early. We might do that. Basically, even though it's called work from home, you don't have to do it from home. You can do it from any venue. So the custom venue feature from Adventure Awaits means that I can make these workplaces. So it's very similar to kind of what me and Zerbu, mainly Zerbu, were doing for The Sims 3. If you saw any of Zerbu's career mods that kind of made just like all careers active, I was really into that. I made some active careers of my own, which are probably dead in the water now. I don't recommend downloading any of my old mods, but I had things like a priest career that I made where I had a church venue and I could go and play as the priest and things like this, and like a librarian career. I think it has something to do with the town hall as well. I can't even remember anymore. So this sort of thing where like it's not even a mod, it's actually in the game. Like the way I used to want to play The Sims 3 is now player facing in The Sims 4. I love this so much. So I'm just going to kind of fast forward until it's time to go to work. I just want to kind of do anything that's going to get her in a good mood. So I've brushed her teeth. Maybe she could give herself like a little bit of a pep talk, practice speech, admire self. There you go, freshen up. I'm just gonna give her some like good buffs to start the day. I like the acting career for lawyers. I like the idea of like having to, you know, razzle dazzle in the courtroom. I kind of think that I might work on that for some of my, maybe even some of my shadier lawyers, you know, putting on a bit of a performance, razzle dazzling the jury. The jury is one thing that I haven't actually set up as a role. You could absolutely do that. I just didn't really know kind of how it would function exactly. Okay, where are we up to? So we're getting to 8 p.m. I might just send her. Oh, here we go. This is exactly what I was talking about. So if you have a work from home career, you get this little pop-up an hour before the workday starts, and you've got the options to take some part-time off, go to work, like this is the rabbit hole, or work from home. Now you're going to want to click work from home. And then we get some new work tasks. So file legal motion and attend a deposition, not a disposition. A smiley disposition, a deposition. I don't know what that is. I don't know law terms. I'm gonna have to ask my eldest, who's actually studying law at college. Just like the gorgeous Helena Sorrell here. Let's head over to my workplace. Now you don't have to go on a getaway. You can just visit the lot, and if it's a custom venue with a custom schedule, that schedule is just going to be running in the background, and like those Sims are going to come and do like their daily tasks. So I'll kind of show you. We don't have to plan a getaway. We can literally just travel. I'm all over the place today. Some of you might know I've been sick. I've been poorly, and I don't know, I'm coming out on the other side of it, so I'm a little bit hyper, but still kind of tired. You know when you get that kind of crazy tired? That's how I am right now, so let's hope this goes well. Let's hope I can explain it in like a rational way. So they currently live on Henford-on-Bagley. I feel like it suited that kind of autumn apparel vibe, but the actual workplace, I've set it up in Nordhaven. Now you don't have to set it up in Nordhaven, you can do it wherever you want. I might actually end up moving it to Newcrest because a lot of, this is not my normal game by the way, so it's not fully set up. This is actually the save file that I play with Bob and Eliza in, the kind of Raising the Right Rentals and Rebellions save. But yeah, normally I have a lot of my civic buildings here, so I might actually move it to Newcrest, but for now I've built it in Nordhaven. Don't worry about what happened to Bob's and Betty's thingy, like we won't talk about that. Right, let's hope it doesn't crash. I have found, in all honesty, that sometimes I do experience crashes when I'm loading a custom venue or a getaway venue. I don't know if my game just gets a bit overwhelmed by all the extra code, but sometimes it's just like, nope, but I can just reload and then it'll load. But okay, here we go. So who do we have here? We have a mixture of people and roles. So I would eventually, again, over time, I probably add a little bit more variety so they're not wearing the exact same outfit. But yeah, we'll kind of see. So you can see this guy here in the robes is the judge, Nick Alto. I don't trust him. Do you remember Nick Alto from The Sims 3, from Sunset Valley? Shady. We also have Daryl Charm here, who is one of my defendants. We have Knox Greenberg, who is a witness. I don't imagine they'd all be stood out here like this, you know, all the time. We also have Malcolm Landgrab. This is Malcolm Landgrab the fourth from Bluewater Village in The Sims 2. Not the same Malcolm Landgrab that's like Nancy and Jeffrey's son, but yeah, he is also one of the defendants. So I wonder what he did. Probably something a bit shady. Some of my actual attorneys, I call them attorneys, but you can call them lawyers or solicitors or whatever you want to do, just change the name. So one of my attorneys is Minerva Charm, and I also have a kind of recurring character from The Sims 3. This is, if you can see, Beatrice Crumplebottom. Do you remember the three Crumplebottom sisters from, what was it called? Not Moonwood Mill, Moonlight Valley or something. What was it called in The Sims 3? The kind of like vampire-y werewolf land. And then I've also got Agatha Crumplebottom, so two Crumplebottoms. I should call it Crumplebottom and Crumplebottom, attorneys at law. And then this is one of the more worrying lawyers. Again, if you remember Sims 2, Cersei Beaker. I don't know if I trust her. She might be a bit of a baddie. And clipping here with Bjorn Bjergsen, who is my other judge. is nervous subject, who is also another witness. So I don't know if there's something shady going on having nervous subject and Cersei Beaker. Feels like a bit of a breach of something. I don't know. But let me show you this venue. So if I boop, 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 go all the way up like this, I'm not showing it off in the best light, literally, because it's kind of dark and like the weather's kind of blep. But this is my courthouse, which I will upload to the gallery with the custom venue attached. It uses a little bit of Discover University, a little bit of the castle kit mainly. And yeah, this is the vibe. So around the front, I've got the courthouse. Around the back, I've got the where the suspects come in, so where the defendants come in. So obviously, if they're a defendant, they might still be under kind of like police custody. So if you're playing as a police officer, you could also potentially do something with the venue with that. But yeah, let me just kind of show you back here. So the kind of criminals, they're not actually going to do it. Like, you have to use a little bit of imagination. But in my imagination, the intention is that the police are going to pull up here from whatever jail they've come from, and they're going to bring them in here into these little prison cells to kind of await trial. Now, if I go around the front, I've got two courtrooms. So people come in here, and then they've got these two courtrooms. They're not the best courtrooms. I have building spells. Sometimes I'm like in the zone with building, and sometimes I'm just kind of like, I'm trying to test a feature, I'm going to throw something together, and this is the latter. But I've kind of got it roughly how you would expect a courtroom to be. So you've got like where the judge sits, and then I've got two pulpits for some reason, because I thought, like, I don't know, witness, prosecutor, defendant, prosecute, I don't know. I'm probably going to remove one of these and just have one, because it gets a bit much with when Sims are using them at the same time. And then I've got kind of like where the defendants and where the prosecutors sit. Then I've got like a little bit of a gallery for any journalists or friends and family to come in. And then the jury is back here with a random book on the floor. I wanted to have the jury on the side, but there wasn't really enough room, so I've stuck them at the back. Again, it's The Sims, okay? It's not the American or the British or any other judicial system. It's The Sims version, and that's the excuse I'm going to make. So when and it's just mirrored on either side here. So when the defendant is like coming in, they can come out through here, through this little corridor, and in through this door here, and then they can like take the seat here. And I've also got like the little jury room back here, which again, like, it's not logistically perfect because the jury have to like walk past. They probably take the defendant out, don't they? They probably like take the defendant out, and then the jury kind of retire to do whatever jury people do. So they've got their own little bathroom here, and they've also got like a little tea set, so they can come in here and do whatever nattering they need to do for that. And then I've got like the judge's room, so this is like the little judge's office. They can retire if they need to look anything up. They've got this little kind of like encyclopedia of law here. They've also got like a little tea set in their room as well, and of course all their diplomas on the wall, and a little toilet for them, and like literally it's just mirrored on each side. And then if we go upper floor, this is where all my like solicitors are going to work. So this is where they're going to like review the evidence, gather evidence, you know, do all the paperwork and the filing, do the research on the case, and all that kind of stuff, and all the training and things like this as well. So anyone can come up here, because I figured, you know, maybe, you know, a witness might have to come up and have a little chat, or, you know, maybe if someone's hiring a solicitor or an attorney, like they're going to come in and have like the talk up here. But yeah, basically again, mirrored on each side. I've got this room here, which is kind of for the lower level attorneys. This is where they do the main chunk of the work. So they're going to be doing all the filing in here, all the research in here, all that kind of thing. And then over here I've got like a little kitchen for them with a little microwave, a little coffee machine, just because I need to make sure that I can take care of all the needs. If you're on the lot for a long time, I don't want anyone like starving to death. And then I've got like the main office. So this is for the more kind of like powerful attorneys, or even the judges, who are going to come in here and kind of, you know, consult with kind of higher profile clients, talk through the cases, train people, prepare for speeches with the mirror, and kind of like do a lot of research with the books and the research station from Discover University. But that is pretty much how I've set this up. Just kind of show you out here, I've just got like a little extension of this parking lot, just kind of like blend that in. And yeah, I guess we're going to press play and see how this goes. So It might take them a minute because the way that I've set this schedule up, if I just quickly show you, modify schedule preset. So I've got my defendants, my judges, my attorneys, and my witnesses. If you did want jury, you could create your own jury role, but it's fine. And I've basically only got 2 kind of time slots. So the 6 p.m. time slot is kind of like the end of the day, end of the shift, and anyone who's on the lot is just going to basically have some free time. They haven't got anything else attached to them. Judge, defendant, attorney, witness. Am I missing something? No, I'm not. So yeah, they'll just kind of go around and kind of like satisfy the needs and just follow the normal autonomy. But the workday starts at 8 a.m. And last till 6, and this is where you're going to see them doing their actual roles. So a lot of these are designed to simulate a working environment where you're not necessarily playing as the roles, you're more kind of showing up on the lot, and the lot is going to be actively role-playing what a court might look like. So a lot of the things I've got here, like browse the web, are just to make sure the people sit in the right place. So browse the web is for the judges, and this is because I've got a computer where the judge sits, so hopefully the judge is going to sit in the right spot basically. I've also got things like read, which is the idea of like researching, kind of like looking up cases or looking up laws, and also give speech. Now the intention of them giving a speech is to be like, that's when they're kind of like doing their judgment. This is when they're kind of saying, this is the judgment of the day, this is what's going to happen next. The defendants basically only have sleep. This is because I've got a bed in the jail cell, so they're actually going to more or less stay in the jail cell because all I've told them to do is sleep. That's the intention. It has worked very, very well. Whether it's going to work well in this video or not is a different matter. We'll see. The attorneys move around a lot more. I've got 4 of them, so I want them to be a little bit more active, a little bit more varied, a little bit more available for your own sim to go and talk to in case you're role-playing, you know, the need to hire a solicitor. Maybe you're doing a bit of storytelling, a bit of screenshots and stuff in your game, or maybe you are working as a law student and you want to have those other attorneys to go and kind of like make friends with and ask for advice and that sort of thing. I'm sorry, my nose is a little bit sniffly. I need to stop. Future Ellie, edit this out. Where's my tissue? Yeah, so a lot of the roles that I've chose are just to like be in this place at this time kind of thing, look like you're doing these activities. So they've also got debate, which they'll do on the podiums. I find that they do this a little bit too much. So again, I might take one of the podiums away, but they'll also practice debate on mirrors, which is quite fun because it's like they're rehearsing what they're going to say for the case. They're going to drink coffee, they're going to do research, books and bookshelves and the research archive machine. So they're going to be in the offices a lot. Be friendly. Also, I don't have books in the smaller office, so you're going to find the actual kind of like higher like senior level attorneys in that kind of big office more, and then the kind of smaller office is going to be free for your own sims to play with. Be friendly. Sims will do friendly interactions and give speech. So yeah, the kind of like meeting, greeting people, talking through the case, and you know, actually being in the courtroom itself. Again, witnesses might also give a speech just to have them in the courtroom. They're going to be friendly, which is intended to be like they are kind of like talking to the attorneys about the case or talking to other witnesses, which they're probably not allowed to do, but never mind. And they're also going to drink tea, which hopefully is going to have them go into that jury room. So with that all said and done, I'm just going to escape so they don't all leave. If I click on the tick, they'll all leave and I'll get new people. But if I go over here, you can actually see I've also got like the door locking systems in place. Now the game itself doesn't necessarily come with door locking features that's going to help you keep the right people in the right places, not with Adventure Awaits, but if you do have the club system and you are playing as a lawyer, you can create a little club that's specifically for your lawyers, where everybody in it is in the law career. Currently, because it's not a career I use very much and it's tied to Discover University, there's no other sims who are currently actually in the law career, even like the judges and things aren't. But because I play rotationally, what I would do if this was like in my own personal save, anyone who I did have in the law career, so I'd be playing as judges, I'd be playing as like attorneys, I'd be playing as like all the different levels of that ladder with different sims, so I could have them come in and like fill the right slots, so my judges would be my actual judges in the game, and things like that. And like my criminals, right, if I had like particularly like naughty Sims. I could have them fill the like the criminal, like not that everybody who's a defendant is a criminal. I kind of like the idea of having a bit of variety there. Like some of them might be. If I actually show you, hang on, I'll show you that in a second. I'll come back to that. But yeah, so like if I did have more Sims in the law career, I could put them in here, and then make sure they're assigned to the correct roles with the schedule. And then basically, and I wouldn't actually use this for anything, I wouldn't have this actively unless maybe I wanted to have like a team meeting or something, but basically this is here literally just to lock the doors so that I could lock it for everybody but the law career members, and then only people who are actually in the law career are going to be able to go into certain rooms, like this one here and also this one here are the ones that I would lock. I would allow like the general public in here because I think this is where you'd come if you were discussing your case, but yeah, that's kind of how I've set this all up. So yeah, I do actually want to run this, and at 8 o'clock we should start to see people doing their correct job. But I'm gonna have Helena start to do her work. So she needs to file a legal motion and attend a deposition. So I'm going to have her come into the actual judge's room to do this because I don't currently have like a laptop or anything set up here, so it might be useful if you're doing this yourselves to have your own laptop in your inventory. Look at her tidying up, she's so lovely. Actually, do you know what, before we start anything else, let's see if we can chat with Minerva Charm. I think Helena would admire Minerva because obviously Minerva is the goddess of wisdom, and so the idea of her being kind of a senior level attorney and somebody who's very wisdomless. So I'm going to what we're going to do, ask about day. How is your day going? Do you have any interesting cases that I could kind of like shadow you as you're dealing with them? She doesn't want to chat, she's off. She's like, I'm going. So here you go. So look, this is absolutely perfect. So you can see that my judge is actually sat in the judge's chair because he's trying to use this specific item. And then we've got the other judge, the defendant, and an attorney having a little meeting here, which again kind of makes sense. So yeah, we can say that Helena's trying to shadow Minerva. She's learning about this case, and she's going to actually ask if she can be her mentee. Ask to be Minerva's mentee. I don't know what she said there, but she didn't like it. She's a little bit awkward due to some of her traits. It means that she's a little bit harder to get along with, so she's not great at the kind of networking aspect of being a solicitor. You know, people haven't warmed up to her yet. They're kind of like, oh, another university student, another, like, we're just going to give her paperwork to do. They're not actually interested in like investing time in her, because I imagine they're all really busy as well. Like, they're all busy with their own cases, they're busy with their own research, so they're like, listen, help me, prove yourself, and then we'll talk. I don't know if she said yes or not. She probably said no. I don't know. I wasn't paying attention. Research and debate is great. Helena seems to be having a good time. Should she gain the likes research and debate preference? Absolutely, 100% yes. So Helena and Ken are actually already available on the gallery if you do want to grab them. And who do we have here? So witness Holly Alto, witness Knox Greenberg. I guess they're waiting to be called forward, or maybe they're just being talked through like what's going to happen. They're like, listen, when you arrive, sorry, I'm just going to pull my thing out. When you arrive, like these are the procedures. You're going to go here, this person's going to go here, I'm going to give my speech, then you're going to say your name. Like, they're talking them through like what the whole process is. Who do we have here as well? So you can see that I would say, because this is an attorney and a witness, she's kind of demonstrating what it's going to be like in the courtroom when they're kind of like cross-examined. So she's kind of asking him the questions and he's answering, kind of thing. So yeah, that is kind of what I've got going on here. So I'm going to have her come and do one of her tasks. What does she have to do? File a legal motion and attend a deposition. So I'm going to go to career, and I'm going to go to law career, and I'm going to file a legal motion. Fitness best, not now. I kind of wish these had just come up. I wish there was a way of saying if you wanted them or not. You know, you could tag notifications on or off. A bit like you can in Nordhaven. So let's see what else is going on. So Minerva is currently practicing for her case. What's going on over here? We have the judge in this room kind of brushing up on laws and things like that. Cersei is also practicing her speeches. Perfect. So if I go down to the kind of jail cell out here as well, you can actually see that my defendants are currently locked up. That's because it's 8 a.m. and kind of the actual schedule itself has kicked in. So yeah, I would love to have like a police officer in here as well, but it's quite hard to tell them like where exactly they should be. So I don't know. I need to think of an activity specific to this room so I can have like a cop specifically in here. But yeah, this is pretty much it. This is pretty much how this is going to work. So if I call Kent over, come here, bring Kent here. Again, I really, really wish that every career had work from home options, because I would love to have like my court journalist come in and kind of like do his job from this lot. He currently, do you know what, I'm leaving him in this like with his trash band things. So he's going to come in here, and because he's nosy, he likes to spy on people. He is very paranoid. If I kind of show you, he's paranoid, he's skeptical, he's nosy. He's doing his job as an investigative journalist. He's like, take nothing for granted, question everything, like look for the motives, like what exactly is going on here. And honestly, straight away, making a beeline for Nick Alto. Good instincts, mate, because this guy, as a judge, is shifty. Like, he's gonna be letting his rich friends off. He's gonna be like, you know, making decisions that benefit him. Like, I would not trust Nick Alto as a judge at all. And actually, because I've been playing this a little bit already to kind of test it, he does actually know one of Nick's secrets, and it's crazy. When this popped up, I was like, gasp! So he has aiding and abetting. So there's someone I see in my neighborhood. He walks by every now and then. The other day I noticed he carries a different color briefcase every day. This seemed odd to me. Like, who owns that many briefcases? I let curiosity get the better of me, and I followed him at a distance after I saw him walk by the next day. We walked off for what felt like hours, until finally he dropped the briefcase on a bench in Oasis Springs. I looked and I didn't see anyone else around, so I snatched the briefcase. I told you he was dodgy, and ran. When I got home, I opened it to find stacks and stacks of simoleons. That guy must be a really successful criminal. I panicked and ran as fast as I could, briefcase in hand. I ended up throwing it in the canal in Willow Creek. I don't believe him. I think he kept that money. If anyone finds out, I could get in trouble or worse and get on the bad side of a local criminal. I think, yeah, see what I mean? Shady dealings. Like, I reckon he's in with the criminals already. I reckon this was a bribe, and this is his cover story. He is lying. He totally took that bribe and like banked that money in an offshore account, because Nick Alto would never throw money in a canal. Absolutely not. So, you know, once you discover the secrets come with for rent, and it's part of like the nosy trait, you know, helps you discover them. So if you do want that feature, for rent is the way to get it. But yeah, it's so interesting to me. I really wish that the writer career had work from home tones, because he's gonna have to leave for work soon, and so I'm either gonna have to skip his work day, or I don't know, what is he doing? But I could have him come as well and like rummage for clues and stuff. So I could come out here and kind of like, maybe not on the dumpster. There's trash here though, right? Sorry, my game's a little bit laggy at the moment. Will someone throw some trash away so I can like rifle through things? Damn it. I need someone to throw some trash away. But yeah, that's kind of how we're getting on. So let me see what Sorrel's doing. She is still filing her legal motion. We've still got these two debating in here. And yeah, that's kind of pretty much how I've set this up. Now, when you get this in your own game, what you're going to want to do, if you want to use this custom venue and the custom schedule, and or if you want to use the custom schedule separately on your own build, you can do that too. So what you're going to do when you're placing this lot, before you even place it, make sure that it's set as a custom venue, and then when you place it, you should be able to open this modify schedule preset, and it should show Courthouse. If it doesn't, if it's blank, what you're going to want to do is replace the lot. Make sure it's a custom venue before you place the lot, and then the Courthouse custom schedule should show up. Then what you're going to want to do is save it. So save over existing preset, and then I can actually do that now. Yeah, save it. And then you're going to go here and it's going to show up, where is it, there, Courthouse. And now you can go to any lot, any custom venue and set it as a Courthouse and run my custom schedule on it. Or you can use the getaway system and go on a getaway to the Courthouse. Say you want to play as the defendant and you're like, I'm locked up for a day at the Courthouse. Like, you could also do that and put yourself in that role. And then you can put yourself in whichever role you want. Now, what I recommend doing is, because when you get this, because the Sims in my world are going to be different from the Sims in your world, basically, right? We're going to have different Sims in each save. So these are probably going to be empty and they're going to get filled randomly by random Sims. So to set this up, once you've placed your Courthouse and you've got your custom venue running, what I recommend doing next is going to the phone and planning a getaway like this. Hang on, maybe I won't do it with Kate. Maybe I'll do it with Ken, just because she's a little bit busy. Now, you're not actually going to go on a getaway. All you're doing is assigning the roles, because you can't do it through build mode. You have to do it through live mode. So what you're going to do, you've saved my custom schedule, right? And you're going to, like, it doesn't even matter. You don't have to worry about this at all. But what you're going to do is go to the custom schedule and make sure you've got the right people in the right roles. So maybe I don't want to be a defendant. Maybe I think Lilith Pleasant should be my defendant. So you can actually go in and assign your characters, your Sims, or whichever Sims you like from your own world to these roles. If nothing shows up when you click here, it should do, because I've kept the rules quite lax. Basically, all I've said is things like they have to be an appropriate age, but then, like, I prefer them to have these traits. So for example, my defendants are more likely, but not necessarily likely, to be mean, hot-headed, kleptomaniac, evil, disruptive, bro, or shady. My logic here is, for example, if somebody's evil or mean, they might be more likely to do criminal things. Or for example, if someone's like a bro, they might get really carried away and do something really silly that's against the law, not through any kind of like ill intent, but because they got a bit drunk and a bit like loud, a bit disruptive. Same with like disruptive, like, and things like that. Like hot-headed as well, like maybe they just lost their temper and got into a fight, or maybe they lost their temper and broke something. And kleptomaniac is self-explanatory. So I'm not saying that anyone here deserves to be a defendant. Like, literally any trait could be, like, a good person could find themselves on the wrong side of the law and have to defend themselves and say, hey, I'm innocent, I didn't do it. So you can even go in here and change these if you don't like the ones that I've chosen. But because basically the only thing I've said is that they need to be an adult, you're probably going to find a sim that is going to be suitable to that. The same with things like the same with discard change, yeah, whatever. The same with like a judge, they have to be an adult, and then I just have a preference that they're in the law career. So you can see here, none of these Sims are actually in the law career other than my own Sim, who I don't think is showing up currently here. No, she's not currently showing up. But you can go in and pick whoever you think would be the most likely to be in the law career, you know, for your kind of gameplay purposes. So yeah, Bjorn and Nick were the ones I chose, but you know, I could have had Lane Coffin as a judge if I wanted to. And so same again with attorney and witness. You're just going to go in and assign the roles to whichever Sims you want that to be. I recommend not actually assigning it, because we're not going on a getaway, we're just setting it up. So I do recommend not having your Sim in a role to set it up, so that when you visit it, all the other roles are filled by those Sims. But if you wanted to, you know, you could put yourself in a role, and you don't have to follow the schedule. So it's up to you. It depends kind of who you're playing with and what you want to do with it. But yeah, for setting it up itself, I recommend not having your Sim in a role. And then once you've put everybody into a role and you're happy with this, save it again. You can even like call it Courthouse Sims assigned or something like that, and then so it saves as a different name. It doesn't override mine, but you do your own. But yeah, once you've set it up, save it. So I could call it Courthouse Sims, you know, and click off that, and then I can save new preset. And now I've got my Courthouse, my basic Courthouse, and Courthouse Sims, which is going to be like what you do in your game to assign the Sims to the roles, right? And then I'm not actually going to start a getaway. I'm going to come off this. I've saved the preset, which is my intention. I'm going to come off this, and then I'm going to go back to the custom venue. And I'm going to go here, modify schedule preset, and to get like the version that you've just set up with the role sims, you're going to come here and change it to Courthouse Sims, change current schedule, there you go. And now like those sims are going to show up like more consistently. It's not always, sometimes, say for example, if the sim's not available for whatever reason in your game, it'll autofill it with a different sim from that kind of preset conditions. But for the most part, you're going to see the right sim showing up on the right lot at the right time. So again, I'm just going to click off that because I don't actually want to change the schedule. But yeah, that's how you set it up for your own game. And then whenever you visit it, those sims are going to be doing those things at the right time. So I love this. Again, I'm a sandbox player. I have modded the game a million times because I want the game to do what I want it to do. Maybe I'm a bit of a controlling watcher, but yeah, having things like the club system, the custom venues, work from home careers, just allows me to tell my own stories and set things up the way I want them to be set up. And that makes the game so much more engaging for me than just kind of like doing what the Sims have set up for us. So I love this. Again, like first Courthouse in my game, and it's working pretty decently. So again, it's not exact, you know, it would be perfect if you had specifically like, I want this sim to sit in this chair, you know, I want this sim to sit in this chair. But the closest I could get it to do was just tell them which object to use and get them to kind of like use the objects in the right positions. So maybe you could, if you wanted to do a court case, maybe you could set that up with the club system and you could say specifically, you know, if I wanted to do the prosecution, I might be like sit here to like sit together. I don't know. You probably have to play around with it. Like I say, it's not finished, it's not perfect. It's very much a work in progress that I'm going to be playing with over time in my own save. And again, I love the idea of doing it from different angles. So actually being able to play as the defendant and kind of like wait for your trial and kind of like come in and talk to your solicitor, or to play as the judge and be like, do you know what, I'm just going to go into my office and drink until it's time to do the court thing. And there we go. So she's leveled up in logic skill, which I love. The one thing I actually forgot to put on this lot that I do recommend putting on here is maybe like a couple of chess tables, maybe a couple out here on this grass, and like maybe one up here as well. You could have like a chess table here, just because I think they would work on the logic skill. The other thing she needs to do is attend deposition. Deposition. Why do I keep saying that really weird? Do you know what it makes me think of? I think what's making me trip up is it's making me think of the deposition scene in Hamlet. No, Richard II. So yeah, that's kind of why my brain keeps going, what? Attend deposition, there we go. So again, she's only a low level person. I would recommend her having her own laptop so that she doesn't have to do it in here. Again, it might be nice to pull out your Sim's laptop and have them work from, you know, the desk from either the defendant or the prosecution side. It might be quite fun. What are you doing? Where are you going? Oh, is she going to do this off camera? Is this a rabbit hole thing? Why would you have a rabbit hole for work from home? Make it make sense. Sims team, what are you thinking with that one? But, oh, I'm going to end up going back to my home lot. Wait, don't do that. Don't do that. I need him to come home. Leave early. Study the classics. Yes, please. I actually did study classics at uni. Like, that's half my degree. Let me bring him here. Otherwise, we're going to end up getting kicked off the lot. So there we go. So you can go, you can leave. I'm so annoyed that this is like a rabbit hole thing. Like, what is the point of having work from home career if they're going to be doing rabbit hole tasks? Sims team, please, please, I'm begging you. Give me proper work from home tasks for all careers. Thank you. Right, we're here. So again, he can kind of like do his little journalism, his little reporting. I could potentially like buy him his own laptop so that he could kind of like, I don't know, make his own notes and things like that. What do we actually have? Are there any career actions that would be good? We call a formative moment. I love formative moments. I don't know. I probably need to get him like higher in the career and unlock some more things. But she's a witness, so I could probably like interview her, right? Spy on her. Friendly introduction. Hi, I would love to get. It's quite illegal, I think, to talk to the press in some cases. Like, you're not meant to discuss things with the press when there's like an ongoing case. But we could say that her case is over. Are we going to pry for secrets? No, we're going to share conspiracy theories. I think it's going to be like, do you know what I think really happened here? I don't know. It's kind of like being a bit like a PI as well, I guess, like a private detective. What do I want to do? Ask about career. So yeah, it's kind of like we're interviewing her in a way. Interests. And again, as you kind of level up, I think as well, I'm pretty sure the writer career splits into a journalism branch. So you're going to get more kind of journalism interactions as you level up. But yeah, ask about day. How did the trial go? And then we could even go and like get permission to like interview the defendants as well. Like we could come in here and wake up Malcolm Langrab, and you know, ask him kind of like, why are you here? Did you do it? Did you do it? Not guilty. He had it coming. And we can do things as well, like friendly introduction. Wake up! So he's just going back to sleep because that's literally the only task I've told them to do. But we can wake him up and we can have a chat with him. We can be like, hey, did you do it? Pry for secrets. I love the nosy tray. It's so fun, especially if you're playing someone who's like a journalist. What's his secret gonna be? He's like, oh no, don't tell anyone. My trial depends on it. Fruitcake fumble. Greeting a new neighbour is supposed to make for an exciting day, but for me, it turned out to be one of the most embarrassing days of my life. I mean, you simply must bring a fruitcake to welcome a new neighbour. I can't imagine not doing it. How else are you going to help them feel at ease in their new home? But that day, I imagined to bake one of the worst fruitcakes ever made. Did he kill someone with this fruitcake? Listen, in my defence, the sun was in my eyes, so of course I couldn't see that I was measuring out a cup of salt, not sugar. You have to believe me. I don't know, he's pleading innocent, he's pleading not guilty, but I don't know, what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Did Malcolm Langrab poison someone with salt in a fruitcake on purpose, or is he innocent? You get to decide the fate of Malcolm Langrab IV from Bluewater Village. But yeah, that's pretty much it. And now that I've discovered his secret as well, if you do have full rent, I can I can accuse him of spying. That's so funny. I can confront him about his secret, and then I can choose if I want to like blackmail him or keep his secret. I really wish that as a writer, as a reporter, I could like, you know, like in The Sims 3, I think it was like the PI career, like I had the option to kind of like write an article on them and like expose them to the world. I don't know if that's a thing or not. I hope it is. But yeah, basically that's it. I'm going to end the video here. Thank you for watching. Like I say, I'm going to upload this to the gallery so you can get the custom venue and or the custom schedule for your own saves. Hopefully I've made sense with how to set that up. Yeah, I hope you enjoy it. And yeah, maybe we'll all use the law career a little bit more than usual now. I think this is going to be really fun. I'm excited to do this more in my own save with all my own Sims in my rotation. And yeah, that's it. I'm going to leave it here. Thank you for watching. Take care of your faces, and I will see you again soon. Bye, friends.